Greetings, indie warriors, and welcome to I Dream of Indie Games. My name is Old Gamer Joe, and all aboard, because today we're taking a look at Battle Train, an upcoming run-based roguelike deck and track builder from Terrible Posture Games and Bandai Namco. Now, what, you might be saying? Joe, how the heck is a massive publisher like Bandai Namco on a channel like I Dream of Indie Games? I know, I was just as surprised, but here's the deal. Every now and then, larger publishers dip their toes into supporting smaller, more indie-style releases. We've seen it with titles such as Child of Light, Unravel, and Kena: Bridge of Spirits in the past. And here, Bandai Namco is taking a non-traditional approach, helping Terrible Posture Games and Nerd Ninjas reach a larger audience. You might even remember Terrible Posture Games for some of their self-published indie releases, such as Tower of Guns. Even with a larger publisher on board, games like these can easily fly under the radar. So we want to give a special thank you to Bandai Namco for sponsoring this video and taking a chance on an indie developer. Naturally, this sponsorship won't have any impact on my thoughts, but we're revealing it for full transparency. If you do like what you see today, well then please feel free to use our link down in the description box below to maybe check out the demo, add Battle Train to your wishlist, or purchase the game for yourself on PC or Nintendo Switch. Now with all of that out of the way, let's talk about what Battle Train actually is. Right off the bat, the first thing you're going to notice about Battle Train is that it has an unexpectedly fun presentation, formatted as a game show with behind-the-scenes footage of the unconventional host and contestants. As someone who greatly enjoys game shows and everything that comes with them, along with Saturday morning cartoons, the game's animated intro drew me in rather quickly.
Of Demolition, Admiral of Diesel and Steam.
President, Conductor Alvaro, Duke of Demolition.
Admiral of Diesel and Steam.
Admiral of Diesel and Steam. That's a lot of titles.
Battle Train looks bright, colorful, and cheery throughout, full of personality and charm, with witty writing and some very strong voice performances to boot. I know we're just getting started, but if you take anything away from this video, it's that this game has a really lovely presentation and makes one hell of a first impression. Alright, so strong visual design is great and all, but it's a moot point if you don't get on with the gameplay itself. I don't personally play a ton of deck builders, mostly because I find that they can be a bit convoluted and overwhelming, and so I was a little bit hesitant at first to play a game like Battle Train, as the genre can feel intimidating to novice players. Thankfully, Battle Train is very well explained, with tutorials straight out of the station that did a wonderful job of showing me the rails without feeling overwhelming. The goal of the game is actually quite simple. Destroy your opponent's bases before they destroy yours. You'll do this by playing cards, some of which are train tracks that connect to one another, while others are bombs and special abilities to aid you in your endeavors. What I like about this system is having to strategically connect your track, as track pieces come in many variants. In order to reach the opponent's base, building a track is going to be essential. Once you've built a track to the other player's base, you can send your train barreling down the tracks to damage your opponent. That's if they don't destroy your tracks first, of course. You can also bomb them directly if you have the right card, and naturally, they can do the same to you. It's even possible to work off your opponent's rail pieces to take over their lines and humiliate them in the process. The roguelite portion of the game comes in the form of an overworld map, where you choose your next destination, and ultimately, your run ends when you're defeated and you'll need to start over with a brand new contestant. In fact, you're able to choose between 3 different characters, all of whom have unique stats and appearances that set them apart, which I thought was a cool little touch. In traditional roguelite fashion, some of your earnings will carry over, such as train pieces that you've acquired, helping you to progress further. There's a great deal of different rewards and upgrades to unlock, along with plenty of cards, making each run feel different from the last. You also earn game show prizes at the conclusion of each run, which are humorous to say the least. Mixing things up further, some paths lead to bonus rounds, where you may need to collect a certain amount of items in one turn, or do a set amount of damage within a limited time frame. Essentially, these are little mini-games that also offer fun additional perks. But that's not all. Come on down, because boss encounters also exist, as well as a shop where you can purchase new cards and train upgrades. That's right, your train parts can be swapped out, offering various stat boosts, passive effects, additional minerals, and abilities. I probably should have mentioned those minerals earlier too, as they are the fuel needed to actually play a card. Riding your train through mineral-rich mines will grant you more points, allowing you to perform additional actions each turn. There are other little touches to this game engine as well, pun intended, such as barricades to stop your opponent in their tracks, and even special rails that produce more damage. So really, there's a lot more strategy involved here than you might initially think. There are also different ways to succeed. For example, you can block another player from building tracks entirely, cutting them off before they even begin. Don't like that idea? Well then bomb the heck out of their railway, tossing a wrench into their master plan. Throw in some daily challenges, and you've got yourself a ton of content and potentially endless hours of gameplay. To be successful in Battle Train, you really need to pay attention to your positioning, resources, and of course, protect your bases. These systems all come together beautifully, creating a very addictive gameplay loop, with runs, in my experience, lasting pretty close to an hour. Of course, results may vary there depending on your skill level. While it might sound like a lot, Battle Train is actually a solid choice for players who are new to the genre, specifically those who enjoy train-themed games and appreciate their games with a healthy sense of humor. Battle Train's sound design is also very impressive, featuring a great voice cast and a soothing soundtrack that feels rather hypnotizing at times. The simple songs with traditional electronic drums and synths match the tone of each play session perfectly, featuring some wonderful bass lines and melodies. It definitely fits the whole 90s cartoon vibe that the game's presentation seems to be going for. Locomotive card-based dueling wasn't something I ever really thought I wanted, but I was shocked at how much fun I had with the few hours I spent playing Battle Train. Its very fun visual style, the enjoyable audio tracks and voice acting, addictive gameplay loop, and abundance of collectibles drew me in, alongside easy-to-understand tutorials. Oddly though, the game as of now appears to be single-player only. This title seems to be begging for multiplayer duels, a feature that I would love to see added in the future. I'm dying to take on Silent Signs in some explosive locomotive battles, but even still, I have few negatives to say about this game. I wish I did. I love being negative. Just kidding. But in truth, Battle Train is really great, and roguelike Deckbuilder fans should definitely give it a look. I had a lot of fun with this one, and that's coming from someone who normally doesn't play deck builders. So how about that? That should be a pretty good recommendation, right? If you really like them, then you're going to absolutely love this game. I feel confident in saying that. If you are interested, well then by all means, we've got a link right down there in the description box below, and you can check out the game for yourself. As of the 18th of this month, at the time of this video anyways, June 18th, 2025, it is available for both PC and the Nintendo Switch. So once again, a very special thank you to Bandai Namco for sponsoring this video. Voice to the voiceless, everybody. We hope you enjoyed this coverage of Battle Train. Keep it locked here to I Dream of Indie Games for even more great gaming coverage of tons of amazing indie games, some maybe you've heard of, and others you've probably never heard of. That's what we're all about. See y'all soon, and thanks for watching.
Yar! Have a train attack!